the waiver. I don't always remember to do the waiver. Here we are. Know your space, be careful, especially when you have weights around and things like that. The last thing I would want is anybody to get hurt at home, because I'm so looking forward to seeing you in real life soon. So, all right. So just make sure you have a little space around you to start, and we'll get warm. All right, so let's find those feet under the hips and just rock forward and back a little. Feel your way into the feet and try to grow away from the ground. Try to lift your belly, bring your tail long. Gorgeous. Inhale, land both feet, breathe up. Exhale, pull wide, and I'm going to show you this from the side, and fold to a flat back. And then we're going to stretch right arm forward, left arm back, and switch. So little punches. Pull and push through the air. Pick that belly up away from the thighs. You got this. Feel your tail long, not arching. Good. And you can actually start pumping the legs as well if you like. So there's this little up and down. So we're waking up the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes at the same time. We're almost there. A couple more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take those hands both overhead. Stretch that left leg back and pull in and out. Here, let me move a little so you can see me better. So tap forward as you pull back. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Quick transition to the other leg. Make sure you're using the glutes on that front leg so your knee tracks over your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. A little hop side to side. So hop, hop. Swing your arms. And if that's not right for you, you can step tap. It doesn't have to be plyometric. But if it is, we're moving laterally, breathing, and a little pause. So you're finding balance in the center. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's land it, turn it out. Slide down that imaginary wall. Bring your arms out front and circle the hips. One more time this direction. Take it the other way. Fancy. And now little pulses with those knees rolling open. Spine long, lifted above the pelvis. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then step tap. Big reaches away from the floor. Fan those ribs, little side bending here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now turn those toes forward and just slide down to a nice flat back stretch. You can use the floor, the thighs, or your chair. Shift side to side a little. And then tuck that tail and roll on up. Come to stand here. Before we hit the mat for a spinal warm up, just gonna warm up the shoulders a little bit more. So let's take that left arm out, push through the palm, make little circles from the back of the arm. For 4, 3, 2, palm up, pull in and out. 4, 3, 2, cup the shoulder, circle forward. 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Other side, press through that palm, circle back. 1, 2, 3, 4, palm up, pull in and out. 2, 3, 4. Now hold that shoulder, circle forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and release. Beautiful job. So we're gonna roll down the mat and walk out to our table. 2 big cats and cows, so really set up well. Lift the tail, chase up the spine, widen your collarbones, lift your gaze, and then exhale, pull your tail down, hollow around your navel, drip the crown toward the floor, expand the ribs. One more time, inhale, articulate up. Oh, this should feel good, I hope. Exhale, down. Beautiful. Come back to flat. You're gonna spin your back leg open and come to a little side plank prep. If this doesn't work for you, you could do this standing. We're just gonna arch and tap, little side bending for 3, or 2, last one, and then grab that foot in your hand, make the thigh bone parallel to the ground and open your quadriceps. Woo! Rise up out of that wrist and out of that knee. One more breath. Now come back to your table, float that leg behind you, toes down. Exhale, pull your knee in and curl. Inhale, reach straight back. Exhale, pull in and curl, reach straight back. One more time, pull in and curl, reach straight back. Cross behind, tuck the toes, turn the gaze. Push into that heel, and then we're gonna take it the other way. So we're gonna spin the opposite leg out, open to that table, arch over, and then pull the knee toward the hand for 3, 2, last one. Grab the foot in the hand, get that knee in alignment with the hip, press the foot in the hand, open the quadriceps. One more breath. Come back to center. Stretch the legs straight back, lift your ribs a little. Exhale, round in. Inhale, press out. 2 more. Press out. 1 more. Press out. Cross behind, tuck the toes without arching the low back. Turn to gaze back at that heel. Stretch the backs of the legs and the side of the body. 1 more breath here. Come back through center. Sit it back to shell stretch and maybe sling your way side to side a little bit. Oh, lovely. Gorgeous. All right, we're gonna stay on the mat for one more song. I'd like you to have your weights nearby. We're gonna wake up the hips a little bit, the gluteal muscles a little bit, and then we're gonna warm up the belly before we come to stand. So you'll have a really nice foundation to stand on. Okay, so back to table. Make sure those knees are right under those hips and you're really square, like you are literally a table. We're gonna take the right leg, kick it out to the side and tap the knee down. Exhale, kick. Inhale, tap. Once you got it, look straight down at your mat. Kick it out, tap. Last 4. Try not to shift your weight. 3. Use your hands to keep you square. 2. Last 1. Gorgeous. Now push that leg straight behind you, toes down, little lifts up. Tiny presses. Make sure the front of your right hip is shining down on that mat for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now pull your knee in and out. Pull your heel in and out. For 3, really squeeze your glutes. For 2, last 1, hold here. Turn it open and close. Open and close. For 4, and 3, 2, you're almost there. Last 1, step back to high plank. This is your intermission. Slide forward and back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now drop those knees and lift. 4, 3, you could be on your elbows if you need to. 2, last 1, knees down. Give your wrists a little break. Roll them out before we do the other side. Okay, little table. Setting up is so important. Hug that belly up. Kick out to the left, come down. Kick out, come down. And pull. Use your pelvic floor. Feel it lift. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now reach it straight back. Ribs up. Little pulses. Right in the glutes. Heel comes up. Left front of the hip shines down. You got this. 5, 4. Good. 3, 2. Hold it up. Heel in and out. Pull and squeeze. Think hamstrings and glutes. For 4 and 3. We're almost there. 2. Last 1, hold it in. Turn the hip open and closed. Open and closed. For 4. For 3, feel that femur bone turn for 2. Last 1, release. Swivel around. Grab your weights and lower to the mat. Find imprint, bring those legs up in the air. Start reaching the weights for the ceiling. And then we're gonna add a leg stretch. It's like you're climbing a rope. You can have your toes pointed if you'd rather. It's a little prettier maybe. Push, push, push. You're almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Toes together, knees apart. Reach the weights between your legs. Little pulses. If it's too much, drop the weights. Stretch your hands through or behind your head. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put one weight down. Transfer your work. Reach over your shins. Stretch everything out. Pull everything in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Hook that navel up and into the spine. Just a few more here. You got it, guys. Head and shoulders up or down completely for 4 and 3, 2. Use your big exhales. Last one. Weight down, knees down, feet wide. Wide windshield wipers with those knees. Are we warm? I'm warm. I am warm. One more time to each side. And then we're gonna come up to stand. All right. You don't need anything for this song, just your chair to give you a little bit of balance. Okay. So here you are. I'm actually gonna come this way just so I don't have to turn my chair a bunch. All right, start in parallel. Feet fairly narrow. And we're just gonna start with slow lifts. So it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now lift, bend your knees, roll through your ankles and stand. Releve, plie, roll heels down, stand. 2 more times. Slow train. Last one like this, roll and stand. Now lift up and sort of pulse at the top of this end range. So you're floating your releve, heels higher, higher, higher. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Land. Heels together, toes apart. 4 slower lifts. Really squeeze your glutes together here so your back body's really engaged. Last one. Now lift. Bend the knees wide. Roll through the ankles and stand. Lift. Bend. Roll through the ankles and stand. Lift. Slide down. Roll. Stand. One more. Lift. Slide. Roll. Stand. Lift up and pulse. Little pulses. You got this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Big side bends just to get out of that work. For 3 and 2. Last one. Now you might want to transfer to the other side. We're going to start with a wider parallel. Lift and lower 4 times. 3, 4. Now we're going to lift and hold. Bend the knees, slide, drop those heels and stand. Lift, bend, roll and stand. This is hard if your ankles are tight. Roll and stand, or even just based on which way your ankle naturally points. Now up at the top, little pulses. Almost there. 8, 7, draw the kneecaps up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time in our second position. Oh, my calves, good morning. 1, 2, 3, squeeze those glutes whenever you turn out. Now we lift, we slide, lower the heels and stand. We lift, we slide, lower the heels and stand. Last 2. Last one. Now come up to the top, little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Land those heels. Nice side bends to get out of that work for 4 and 3. Oh, this feels good. 2. Last one. And you might want to just come to the back of your chair and stretch out those heels before we get into the quadriceps a little bit. Quick sip of water if you like. We're going to move on. Okay. So we're gonna move into the abs, the upper thighs a little bit more here. So you want your chair beside you, but we're gonna start in a little bit of an angle here. All right, so I'm sort of diagonal to my chair. I'm gonna start with my right leg going back, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's your outside knee away from the chair. All right, so we're gonna start with some lunges. So we'll step back, inhale, exhale, stand. Inhale, slide, exhale, stand. Make sure your distance away from the chair is enough so that you have room to step back and keep your spine up. For 4, and 3, 2, and 1. The next one we're gonna hold down, bend those knees, and we're gonna just scoop that tail under, little tucks. Hold the tail under for 5, for 4, you got this, 3, 2, and 1. Now tip forward a little, pressing into that leg and pull the knee to the elbow. Yes, warming up that standing leg. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now sweep it forward and turn it out. Stretch your arm, curl in, and then reach behind you. Curl in, keeping that standing leg bent. Curl the spine, elongate the spine. For 4, for 3, let the head follow. For 2, and 1. Come to the back of your chair. Stretch your legs behind you. Little softness in the knees as you shift your shoulders side to side. Here's an intermission for you. For 3, 2, and 1. With wide parallel legs, you can keep one hand on top of the chair or slide it down. Turn open. Switch hands. We're almost ready for the other side. Come back through center, hands to thighs, tuck that tail, roll it up. Other way, so I'm gonna swivel. Outside leg, my left leg this time is gonna step back, stand. You need the front leg glutes, or else this knee is gonna wobble. Good, for 4. Gaze over that horizon, 3. For 2. Last one. Now keep it here. Bend that knee, tuck, release, tuck, release. And boy, does this fire the quadriceps. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lean forward a little, stretch that arm and leg on the outside, pull it in. Standing leg doesn't move a lot. 8, 7, 6, get no arm, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now come up, turn it out, curl in, stretch back. I don't have enough room, so I'm gonna move. Curl in, stretch back. This is from the spine. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Come to chair, hands on thighs. Just pull that belly up, up. A great wrapping. Almost like you're cinching a girdle. Light hands on the legs. Not really tucking, just lifting the abdominal panel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release over those legs. Release your head. Roll up heavy and slowly. Nice. Okay, guys. We're gonna grab some weights. So if your shoulder's a little unhappy, be careful with this song. You don't need your chair at all. So depending on how much your weights weigh, you might want 1 weight or 2 in the left hand. We're gonna move on the left first. So we're gonna step that left leg out a little bit. We're gonna side lunge as we scoop and pull in. Now be careful you don't turn your body. So if you can see yourself, keep your hips square to me. So this can be done without weights. If you don't really want to load your shoulder. We want to feel that shoulder blade sort of open away from the spine and then draw back in. Good. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Now land the knee, bring this weight behind the knee and push back. Open your chest. You might have 2 weights in your hand here. What do I know? Squeeze that shoulder into the spine. Retraction, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're ready for the other side, so switch weights if you need to. We're gonna bend and scoop, come back in. Inhale, exhale. Yes. So we're challenging the muscles around the shoulders, but we don't want to feel unsafe. So you can keep the circle really small if you need to, and you can lighten up the weights. For 5, try not to turn the torso. 4, you got this. 3, use your inner and outer thighs on the legs. Last 1. Now come and hold it. Bring that weight behind the knee. Push the shoulder into the spine, like you're plowing into the earth. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're gonna same second. We're gonna slide down that imaginary wall. We're gonna lift the elbows to shoulder height, tap forward, pull back. So what tends to happen here is the elbows dip. You wanna keep them on a shelf, sliding. It's hard work, but take the work out of your neck. Feel it in the mid-back, the little muscles near the shoulders and the spine. For 5, 4, legs are working a little here too. 3, 2, 1. Now bring the weights down. Pull the elbows up and drag the weights toward your collarbones. Exhale. Inhale. We're almost there. You got it. Feel your posture. If your legs are tired, come and stand. For 5. Almost there. 4, 3, 2. Now we're gonna get out of those shoulders and into the biceps. Elbows hug in as we curl while we plie. Tail goes straight down, belly hugs in, supporting that low back. Keep it in the middle of the muscle. 7, 6, almost there. 5, roll your shoulders away from your ears. 3, 2, 1, hover here, squeeze the weights in your hand, little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now reach down, dangle those weights, pull them up. Back is somewhat flat. Last set. 8, 7, 6, hug your belly. 5, 4, don't let the shoulders roll forward. 2, 1. Carefully roll up. Nice job. Okay, getting rid of those weights. If you have a small band, now's the time to put it above your knees. If you don't you worry, you'll still feel this work. Okay. I have the factory reject band. That's like the thickness of 2 bands, so I'll be dying. Okay, so here we are. You might want to stand behind your chair. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see me better. So we're going to be sitting to a little chair, really reaching tail toward heels. And then we're going to take that left leg and float it up and pulse to the side. Now you got to make sure you're not just reaching out with your heel. You're trying to put space between your inner thighs, and that work comes from good old friend, Mr. Glute. Keep everything parallel. If you need to see if the work is here, put your hand on your bottom and squeeze your glute in your hand. Get the work there. Couple more pulses. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch that leg back. You may want to rest on your forearms for this one. We're going to squeeze and lift straight up. Now, here we start to feel the work in the standing leg. The working leg is still working, but the standing leg is really working. Make sure your low back doesn't move around, right? This is a tiny lift away from the floor. Standing leg bends a little. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend that knee, turn it open, and pulse up. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Holy guacamole. We've got the other side to do. You might be right happy where you are. Little chair, lift that belly, switch the weight into the standing leg, and start pulsing that right leg up. Remember, you're pressing out the inner thighs apart, right? It's not a little kicky kick. There's no Charleston here. For 5, 4, 4, squeeze right here. 3, 2, 1. You may want to angle forward so your back stays flat. Stretch that back leg. Right leg still lifting. Left leg still bent right below the hip. Pulse. 8, 7, 6. We're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now bend the knee, open it and lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Let's get rid of that band. Let's do a tiny intermission of stretch. Maybe you don't need it, but boy, I do. All right. Come and sit on your chair. Please. Come to the front of the chair, sit nice and tall. Start with your heels in alignment with your sitting bones. Take that left leg and drape it over the right knee. Flex that foot, and hopefully you're feeling a stretch in the back of the hip. It's the very muscle group we just worked. If you don't feel enough of a stretch, start to stretch your heart forward toward your shin bone without collapsing over your leg, but you can bring your chest closer to that leg. I have no problem finding this. For 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release and switch sides again. Align that heel. Sometimes it's nice to stretch the muscles right after we've activated them. First of all, the mind is still connected to where you're sort of feeling activity, let's say. Remember to hinge forward if you need it. You're going to find this work right here. But it's also nice so that we stay limber enough to keep working. So this is sort of a little halfway stretch for you. One more breath here. Or just now step wide and turn out. We're going to stretch that low back a little. You've all done this with me before. We're going to slide that right elbow inside the right thigh and use it to open the chest. First, you're going to bring the left hand behind the low back as you stretch your heart forward. Then behind the head. You want to feel this in the left side QL. Then maybe if you need a little more and you can anchor that left hip, you stretch your fingers away. I don't hate this. One more breath. Lift it up. Other side. So we slide down. We maintain this openness in the hips. We open the chest. Right arm behind the back first. Then behind the head. Then we stretch out of the waist. Oh, love this. Could do this all day. One more breath. Sit up tall. Bring your heels again back in alignment with your sitting bones. Breathe your arms up and twist left. You might be able to grab the back of the chair and the front of your thigh or the side of your thigh. Watch that the back doesn't arch too much as you twist. Gaze back over that left shoulder. Sweep around and release. Other side, so we breathe up, we twist. Try not to let your knees move. If your knees move, that means your hips are shifting. But we want this twist in the ribs and above. Gaze back over that right shoulder. One more breath. Release. Bring the legs to a shallow V. Pull the toes up. Don't fall off your chair. Slide down your legs for a hamstring stretch. If you're on a slippery floor, be careful because really your chair could go. You end up on your bottom. And that's not where we're headed. One more breath here. Gorgeous. Slowly come on up and shake it out. Okay, we're going to come back to our weights for the next song, but the weights are really for our abdominals. So again, based on how heavy your weights are, you've got to decide if you want 1 or 2 to start, okay? I'm going to use both of mine. Let's see how it goes. All right, so we're going to start in a pelvically neutral standing position. You might want your chair nearby, but you won't need it too much for this song. All right. So we're going to start here. We're going to take the weights to the outside of the right hip. Hand behind head on the left. We're going to slide very laterally down, just halfway. And we're going to pull up. Almost not even all the way. Now, the work is in the side body, but be careful it's not too much in your back. Really see if you can fire the obliques here to drag you up. You're not turning at all, so your heart shines forward. And the weights just dangle, 1 or 2. Really use the breath. Pull yourself up. A couple more for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now take your hand to the chair if you have it for a minute. Bring the weights to the outside of that thigh and stand. So we're going to side bend this way, away from that chair for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Take the weights in hand. Step out to your second position. Slide down that wall. We're going to go all to the left again. So little goalpost arms. Similar action to before. Now you've got these weights in the air. If it feels unsafe, bring them here. All right, a couple more. For 4, for 3, for 2. Last one, release, come to stand. 1 or 2 weights in that outside arm. So we're gonna lift the leg closest to the chair as we slide the weights down the shin of the standing leg. And your back should stay really flat. You might need to soften your knee a little. Good, use your belly, your hamstrings, your QL muscles, your glutes to rise. Good, try not to turn out, try not to round, so keep your gaze up, that's really important. For 3, for 2, last one, and we'll take it the other side. I'm gonna swivel now. We start in that nice, happy low back position. Weights in the right hand. We're gonna come halfway down, pull up. Remember, from here. So think about it. You have to put your hand on the work. See if you can feel the work under your hand, and then maybe bring the arm back up. And every side has different mobility, so it might look different than the first side. Doesn't mean it's not working. For 3, and 2. Last one, light hand on the chair, weight to that thigh. We're gonna curl and tap, curl and tap. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Weights come to each hand, turn out. Breathe those arms up and slide down that imaginary wall. And we're gonna take it the other way. You got it. Tip, stand. We're almost there. For 4, for 3. Use your breath. 2. Don't work through the arms or the neck. Last one. Weights in that outside leg near your chair. You're gonna tip, that leg near the chair will lift. Paint the shin on the right side, you should be. Soft knee for standing leg, everything really square. The leg doesn't need to go super high. Draw your pelvic floor up when you come to stand. For 4, use your breath, you've got this. For 3, for 2, last one. All right, a little bit of a challenge. Let's turn out one more time, slide down that wall. And turn the waist as you jab. Little jabs, not turning the hips, not so much for the arms. Just pull those abs across. For 3, and 2. Last one, now imagine you're drawing big, heavy ropes toward you. Pull it in with your belly. 8, 7, 6, 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Release. Beautiful job. Quick sip of water if you want. We're coming to our last standing song. We're going to start with that green band, the long band. All right. So if it's really long, you might want to double it. We're not going to be doing a lot of arms with this. We're going to just get the heart rate up a little bit. Okay, so float that band up and apart on a little diagonal. You might want to turn the hips out a little. And we're just going to march. So I'll turn to the side so you can see. Right now, I'm not trying to round my spine at all. I'm trying to move through my limbs and use my abdominals and the muscles in my multifidus, in my back, even the intercostal muscles a little bit to keep my posture really upright. Here we go. This is the pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to add a kick. Here it comes. Kick, kick, kick. Again, not rounding. Couple more. I feel like I'm traveling to you. Hey, it's like a parade. Here's my foot. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, pull it in. Come to a little chair. Arms overhead if you can. Pulse back into those heels. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Squeeze your sitting bones toward one another. Narrow them up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it on up. Split it nice and wide. Hand in front of that chest. Side lunge. You can sweep side to side with the arms if you're bored. Or up and down. Arms are getting a little workout with this thing. For 3, 2, 1. Now turn so that your left foot is in front. Bend that back knee, pulse. Just relax the band for a few breaths. Yes. So you've got your left leg forward. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to tap and lift that back leg. Tap and lift. Lift from your right leg glutes. 5. Take note of which leg is in front. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Split it nice and wide. Bend your knees. Hands on thighs. Lift up and back. Up and back. Pulse. Get into the legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it up. Not quite done yet. Side lunge. You got this. Lift your spine. Right? Your spine sort of perfectly balanced above your pelvis. Dissecting those legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn the other way. Drop that back knee, pulse. Just relax your arms for a breath or 2. Yeah. You got it. Other foot's forward. We're gonna get ready to take flight off that back leg. Lean forward a little, pulse and lift. Lift. Keep your front knee rolling open toward your pinky toe. Almost there. 8, 7, lots of power. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get rid of that band. We're gonna finish with a couple of jumps. If you need the back of the chair, please do step out, turn out. Jump. If jumping doesn't work for you, pulse, pulse. Last 8, 8, 7, be light. 6, 5, roll through the feet. 4, 3, 2, release. Okay, that was enough for me. All right. There's a little bit of work left on the mat. So you're gonna come on down with your weights. You may want your band, you might want everything near you because once we go down, we're staying down. All right. A little more arm work. We didn't do a ton of concentrated arms. So here we are in table. Set up well. We're going to start on the left side with the weight in the left hand. All right, so from here, we're going to pull the elbow up and back and then push out and in. Kicking back, pulling in, not letting this fall, right? We really need to keep that shoulder back and down in its pocket for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to tip it forward, sweep that weight up in the air, bend toward your nose and push up. And don't go all the way. Stay sort of halfway. And really keep that elbow point up. That's what helps us get into the triceps. Almost there for 5, 4, 3, 2, back to your table. Soften up this elbow. We're going to turn the body and sweep the weight through. And this is for the abdominals. Find this in your obliques. The weight doesn't reach any farther than your spine can turn. For 3, 2, bring out that waist. Last one. Other side. Table, shoulder back and down. Pick your elbow up. Push and pull. Keep the wrist nice and long. You know who you are, you people with the wrists. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your shape and tip it over. Breathe that arm up in the air. Elbow stays up as you try to bump yourself on the nose with that weight. And then you push. And we're going to keep it small. Small. Feel balanced across the collarbones and across the back of the shoulder line. Almost there for 5, 4, 3, 2. Return to your table. Soften that elbow. Thread through and open. Again, this is all your waist, so I can't turn as much on this side. So my arm is not really reaching too far. For 5, or 4, for 3, almost there, 2, and 1. We've got a quick transition here. We're going to grab those weights in both hands, sitting up tall. We're going to tuck the tail under, float the elbows up, and bicep curl. If you'd rather hammer curl, turning the palms in, that can be really nice for the shoulders. Do it. But now hug that belly. If your low back isn't happy, come to more of a tabletop position. But keep those elbows lifted and pull. This is for biceps and abs. 8, 7, 6, 5, almost there. 4, use your breath. 3, 2, release. Okay, so that's a thing we just did. Okay, weights aside. Let's take that band. We're gonna roll a little. So we're gonna get into the abs, but we're also gonna work out the spine a little. So I'm gonna put my feet in my chair legs and push out. You could also put your feet on the outside of the chair legs and push in. I just want to give you a little something to work against. So before we even start to roll, I'm lifting the kneecaps up. I'm invigorating my calves, reaching through my heels, which causes them to lift off the mat. Then I'm going to take my band and come toward the chair. Belly hugs in, ears between biceps. I'm going to keep my legs active as I tuck my tail, roll all the way down to the mat, stretch overhead without losing the ribs. Inhale, and exhale up over those legs. A few more times. Tuck, roll, stretch that spine. Make the low back round. That's what helps you come up. The chair legs are a little help too, though. Let's try this 2 more times. You got this. Slow, in control, breath driven. 1 more time. Gorgeous. Now from here, bend those knees, come up to sitting. Tuck that tail under, twist to the right, twist to the left. Moving those ribs, pivoting them around the spine, keeping a little tension on that band. Couple more. Really wringing it out, not in the hips. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Bring the soles of the feet together and pulse over butterfly knees. Keep hugging your belly into your spine, just creating a little tension, palm to palm. For 8, 7. I hope you feel those abs really electrified. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come a little closer to your chair. Roll to the mat. We're almost there. So the left foot's going to stay on that chair. The right leg is going to reach to the outside of your chair. And you're going to turn that band and pulse up like you're trying to tap it to your toes. Not a lot of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return, maybe drop the head as you bring right foot to the mat. Left leg stretches to the outside of that chair. Don't roll to the left, but turn your ribs and shoulders to the left and reach up. Almost there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll yourself over. The last thing we're going to do today is a plank hold. You can be on elbows, on your toes, on your hands, on your knees, or on your chair. Let's hold for 5 breaths. 4, 3, the grand finale. 2, 1. Carefully come down and relax back. Woo! Brilliant, ladies. Great job. Now we get to stretch. Doesn't that sound good? I hastily cast aside my band. We're going to use it again. Okay. So you're going to lay down. First, make sure you have some space away from your chair because we're going to be using the band around the foot. Actually, I like to do this before I lay. So I'm going to put my right foot in the band, making sure I have a lot of real estate on the ball of that foot. Roll to the mat. I'm going to bend and extend a few times. And I want to just let that femur bone sort of set in the hip socket. And then when I like the lie, I'm going to hold here and alternate between toes up to the ceiling and toes down. So plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. And see how it changes the stretch in the leg. And then if you decide there's one ankle orientation that you prefer, stay. Hold. Breathe softness around your knee if you need it. Good. Now take the band just in the right hand to left hip. Reach the leg away from you a little. You want to keep your toes and heels in a straight line. And then open the foot a little to the right and then cross the body to the left. But don't let the toes change their orientation. So we want to get this stretch. If you don't feel it, bring the foot up a little higher. We want to get this stretch in the outside of the thigh, mainly in the IT band. Just one more time. Gorgeous. And then cross over. Hold it here as you switch the tails into the left hand. Right arm comes out from the shoulder as you take the big twist. Gaze back to the right. If you feel it behind the knee, just give your knee a little less lock. Anchor that right arm, right shoulder, and then use your exhale to come back. We'll switch feet. I recommend in the air. The right leg can be bent or straight, whatever helps your pelvis sort of relax. Bend and extend that left leg a few times. Oh, there's nothing like stretching after some hard work. And then land where the femur can fall into the hip. I'm going to bend my knee on this side. And then point and flex. Point and flex a few times. Oh, you might even be able to get that stretch all the way down to the calf muscles, which you certainly use in bar. And then if you prefer one or the other, hold it for a moment. Gorgeous. Okay, reach the leg just a hair away from you. Check to see that the toes are perfectly aligned above the heel, and then start opening the leg a little and a little. If you open it too far, the toes are going to naturally turn out. There's really nothing you can do about that because once you get to a certain point in parallel, your hip turns, but we're going to fight against that. We're going to resist so that we can feel the stretch in the IT band. Just one more time, maybe. And then hold it across the midline as you switch hands on the band and anchor your left side to take the full spinal rotation. Oh, pleasant little spinal correction I just got. Right at the spine. Just can imagine someone playing the xylophone on the spine. Do, 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 do. One more breath. Come back to center. If you have a decently long band, you're going to put both feet in the band and then spread them really far apart for a supported inner thigh stretch. So you want to feel this in the adductors, but safely. And notice if you're trying to curl away from the floor in the hips, See if you can anchor the hips and then actually push the band apart. So it's not a passive stretch, active. Tells the body where we want to feel the work. One more breath here. And then gently release. Release the band on the feet. Roll over gently to your stomach. I don't even think you need to see me too much, but if you want to, feel free to reorganize. Just be mindful of your chair. We're gonna relax the body down. Take the left hand parallel to the front of the mat. Right hand reaches back, grabs the right foot for a quadricep stretch. And then make sure that the knee is below the hip. Like when we did it at the beginning of class, just in a different orientation. Relax the head and torso. And breathe softness in the front of the right hip. Now, if you're up for it, we're going to add our spinal extension here. So we're going to pivot at the left elbow. As we push the right foot into the right hand, we'll press gently into the left hand as well to lift the chest into a little extension. Keep that left leg really active. Square the shoulders, one more breath. Gently release. Right hand comes parallel to the front edge of the mat. Watch your chair. Left hand reaches back to left leg. Once you've got a hold, organize yourself so that your femur bone's parallel to the other. Push the foot into the hand. Relax the head and neck. Breathe softness into the left hip. Then carefully pivot that at the elbow. Push the foot into the hand as you gently trust into your right hand. Keep yourself square. Open your shoulders, squeeze inner thighs together. Find extension. And hopefully feel nice. One more breath here. Gently release. See, I'm kicking my chair. I'll take my own advice. Hands under shoulder. Lift your belly up and back. Pivot around to face your chair. Hands on top of the chair. You can come into puppy where you'd have to walk your knees back, but just be careful. Don't dump into the shoulders, push down. Or you can come into child with more narrow knees. But again, push your hands into the chair so that your shoulders are active in the stretch. One more breath here. Now reach that right arm under to grab the left chair leg and turn your gaze to the left, turn the heart to the left. Open the back of the right shoulder carefully. Just as much as you're pulling with your right hand, push with your left. One more breath. Come back to center. Take left hand through to grab the outside of the chair leg. And again, turn. And remember, as much as you pull on the left, you push on the right. One more breath here. Oh, so nice. And gently unwind. Come up to your knees, step your right foot forward, come into a little lunge. Keep your right hand down as you side bend, left arm up overhead, side bend to the right. One more big breath here. Good, lift up tall. Bring your right leg to the outside of the mat. Lift up and step forward into Malasana. Remember your chair moves. You could be high as well. One more breath. Gorgeous. And then step that right leg back, left leg forward in lunge. Keep your left arm down as you side bend with your right arm over to the left. One more big breath here. Oh, so nice into the front of the hip. And then lift up tall. Bring your hands to the chair. Tuck your toes. Lift up and back for downward facing dog. And just maybe lift and lower those heels a few times to get the calf muscles to relax. One more breath here. And then slowly walk your feet forward. Bring your heels together. Sweep your arms in front of your chest and unwind to stand. Take your arms together, hands together, I should say. Clasping them, bringing them in front of the chest, pushing the knuckles forward, pushing the shoulder blades back and dropping chin to chest. Oh, so nice. And then breathe your arms up overhead. Set your shoulders, set your ribs, turn your pinkies forward. Come up for final balance. And lower in 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your heart. Big high release. Bravo, ladies. If you want to say goodbye, please unmute yourselves.